I do my hair toss, check my nails. Baby, how you feeling?
Feeling good as hell. Oh, spot on. Yes, Renault, spot on. But you know what spots aren't on? my nail polish. My nail polish are not on. That didn't make any sense. Moving on. I am going to paint my nails on top of good old Mr. Trump's grenade face. And I'm going to talk to you about love. TLDR, it's all you really need. I mean, isn't this... Beauty gurus do this all the time, right? So this should be easy. Anywho, once it's on my nails, there's no going back because the continuity will be ruined at that point. But yeah, anyway, so I wanted to talk about love because, well, a lot of people laugh whenever people want to talk about love. They think it's frivolous. They think, oh, you know, this is just a dumb girl talking about dumb love. Usually those are fourth graders who are still afraid of cooties. But regardless, I feel like people don't give love and relationships the kind of respect they deserve in our lives. So essentially, oh no, I'm overexposed. Hey, Zeman? Zeman? Zeman?
Mom! 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 Mommy! 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 Mama!
Thanks, babe. But yeah, no, so everybody thinks that love is just dumb, but there was essentially this, like, TED Talk guy who did this study of all these Harvard grads compared to other people who lived in Boston at the time who came from, like, the other side of the railroad tracks and didn't have as much money. And he compared them growing up throughout their lives and tried to figure out what was the factor that would mean they ended up happier in life. You know, like what was the overall determining factor of happiness between them. And it turns out, you know, people lost money, people gained money, but between these two study groups, the number one factor that determined their happiness or not was, you guessed it, their relationships. Essentially, the relationships you choose throughout life, and more specifically your romantic relationships, will end up being the greatest factor in determining whether or not you will be happy in life. So it's actually quite funny that people don't spend as much time thinking about it. I, on the other hand, have spent my entire life thinking about it, looking up articles, reading about it. You guys think all I did was read books? No, I read gossip columns. One person who I love to watch regarding the topic of relationships is this guy named Matthew Hussey. If any of you guys have ever had a problem with a relationship and looked up the answer for it on YouTube, you've probably heard of him. He's essentially this big, like, love guru guy who loves to talk about how to keep a man in your life. And when you listen to him talk, essentially all of his messages come down to the same thing, which is more or less, you know, as long as you make yourself the best version of yourself you can be, you give yourself the greatest likelihood that when somebody right steps into your life for you, that relationship will work. And I mean, obviously that's fantastic advice. How can you go wrong with that? Am I talking too fast? I'm like, as soon as I have to talk live and without breaks, it's like, but yeah, no, essentially in one of his videos, he showed this thing from one of his retreats where this woman was talking about her own relationship problems. And she's all like, so this guy, when I asked if he wanted to get together and hang out, he's like, he didn't respond. She's like, what does that mean? Like, does that mean I should call him 500 times a day? Or, I'm exaggerating, but you know, it was kind of like one of those situations. She was like, what, how should I interpret this? And he said something that I really, really believed in, which was the beginning stage of your relationship, when you're first meeting somebody, that's not supposed to be the hard part. Mind blown, oh my god. And it's crazy because, like, literally every relationship article you see only deals with the, like, how to attract people, how to get past the lust stages, how to, like, you know, keep somebody interested. Like, 70-80% of the online articles are about that stage of your relationship, and that's supposed to be the easy part. Oh god, when I get talking, I can't remember where I put the nail polish. This is hard. How do beauty gurus do this? Beauty gurus do this all the time, right? So this should be easy. Props to them. But yeah, so basically the beginning part of your relationship is not supposed to be the hard part. And I think that's where everybody gets lost, because so many people have a tough time just meeting and just attracting the right person. And so you get into all these like semi kind of flings with people who are like, I'm not ready to be committed, I'm not ready to meet your family, I'm not ready. And like, I feel like I used to be trapped in thoughts like that, and in dumb dead end relationships like that, until I met Zimon. And then I realized when you're with somebody who you really belong with, like, the beginning part happens quickly because you're interested in them, they're interested in you, and so there aren't any of these like unnecessary barriers in the way to being together, right? So when you reach out and you say, hey, I'd like to see you, that other person is equally as excited. So, hey, guess what? You guys end up seeing each other. And so the beginning part of the relationship is the easy part when you find somebody, oh my God, I'm messing this up. When you find somebody who really, really likes you. And now I'm finding that the actual hard part of the relationship comes when you're trying to like mix your two different personalities, two different lifestyles, two different value systems, when you try and mix that all together and like grow and live with each other and change with each other. This is shaping up to be pretty shabby. The talk or the nail polish? Both? There should actually be like some kind of BS meter in your head that goes off if somebody for whatever reason is put off by you for being interested in them. Like, that should be an immediate turnoff to you if somebody is not interested in spending more time with you. Because why would you ever want to try and create a real relationship? And I mean a real relationship that spans decades, and eventually you're like 80 years old and rocking on a porch with the person you love. Why would you ever want to do something like that with somebody who wasn't even really that into you in the beginning of your relationship? Because let's be honest, that attraction usually doesn't change. I mean, there are exceptions. We've all seen he's just not that into you. You know, the worst part of this video is that I'm going to have to edit it at the end and watch how boring I was. But there you go. There we have it. Yellow. If somebody's got the McDonald's red, we could, start one hell of a food company together. All right, I got to get out of here. Not to do anything, I just time to go. Bye.